Hello, my name is Josh, and this is my first video blog on YouTube. I'm going to apologise for the sound and visual quality because I'm recording using a cheap webcam and my MP3 player. So, sorry in advance, and I hope I don't damage any of your senses. Now, I'm not a stereotypical gamer to introduce myself. I love playing games. I own the PlayStation 2 and PC and my Engage for the moment. So there's a reason why. As a gamer, I feel obliged that I should own an Xbox 360, a PlayStation 3, and a Nintendo Wii. Apparently, since everybody else does. But I don't want them. And I will tell you why I don't want them right now. The price. Now, I'm a student, I'm very poor. I currently have about 50p. So I can't actually afford any of them, and with the PlayStation 3 coming out on Friday for £495, kind of puts it into perspective how stupid the prices are. Not to mention the prices of games and accessories just being an absolute rip-off. I'm sorry, but Microsoft, 70 quid for a 20 gig hard drive, I get 100 gigs on a PC for that. Nintendo Wii, what, 45 quid for a Wiimote and nunchuck? Why? What's the point? Your GameCube controls cost 20 quid. There is a lot of technical difference between it, but it's a bit stupid. I can pay 45 quid. I got that itchy face. The games, they're a bit rubbish at the moment, aren't they? I mean, you got games like Gears of War and Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, Oblivion. They're great games, but they're not a complete and utter brand new generation of games. They look great, but they don't play great. For instance, the single player Grow and Gears of War is tiny, minute. It's like less than 10 hours for both of them. It's a bit rubbish. I mean, unless you want to play it on live against little 10-year-old kids, it's a bit of a pointless waste of 40, 50 quid. You've got Oblivion, which is good, but it's a bit of a hack and slash dungeon crawler, which I don't like. You know, I'm not a big fan of the Elder Scrolls series as a whole anyway. They're a bit boring. Your games are a bit terrible as well. You've got things like Zelda, which is good, a very, very good game, but I'd rather play the GameCube version. And then your main action games, things like Red Steel, Call of Duty and Far Cry, they're rubbish. Sorry, but it just is. They look terrible, they sound terrible, and they play terribly. What's the point? And your best games are things like Rayman and WarioWare, which are just mini-games at the moment. Just big collections of mini-games, and that's it. Not quite the best console at the moment, I must say. And PlayStation 3, God, where do we start? Their best games coming out on Friday, Motorstorm and Resistance, aren't that good at all. If we're being honest, Resistance is just yet another FPS. You against loads of aliens, and while it uses a little new setting of it being World War II or just after, and set in Britain, wow, you play in America now, so what's the point of setting in Britain? And you've got Motorstorm, which is just, it's a great game, but they have 8 tracks and things like that. It's just, downloadable content please, but, you know, it's going to be too expensive. You know, it's going to end up costing you about 50 quid to get a good, decent racer out of it. And the rest of the games coming out for PlayStation 3 this year, correspond to, you've got Warhawk, which is currently a bit of a Battlefield rip-off now at the moment. It seems to be caught in a bit of a web of not knowing what kind of game it is anymore. I just wish it would go back to just a motion-controlled flight game, instead of having to add tanks and infantry and stuff like that. You've got things like Heavenly Sword, which looks very good. Very, very good, but it's a bit, is that an actual game, or is it just you watching a movie pressing X, square, circle, and the screen tells you to, in between a bit of God of War style hack and slash? Should be good, but I very much doubt it's going to be brilliant. And well, that's kind of it for the PlayStation 3 this year. A bit of a problem being that things like Metal Gear Solid 4, Gran Turismo 5, Final Fantasy 12, 13 sorry, aren't going to come out until 2008 at least. So what's the point of that one this year? You can get multi-platforms like Grand Theft Auto 4, Fear, that sort of stuff, but they're a bit lame. You know what I mean? You might as well get them to the 360, where it's going to be a lot cheaper just to play that. I've got another problem with next gen, and that's the current consoles are suffering like no other business. The PlayStation 2, which is getting a few releases this year in Europe at least, things like God of War 2. We've just had Okami, which is a very good game. I love that. No, I'll tell you about it in a review later on. And we should be getting things like Manhunt 2 soon as well. Good. Nice one. But GameCube owners and Xbox owners, they have nothing anymore. A bit of a shame. Xbox owners, they were left in the dark in 2004. You had Halo 2, And that's about it, really. I mean, you had Knights of the Republic 2 and Jade Empire, but they weren't that brilliant, really. I mean, I didn't enjoy them one little bit. I hated Knights of the Old Republic. It's just a bit boring.